Well, welcome back my gardening friends. Well, it's beginning of July, and what jobs am I going to be up to? Well, we've got to ensure we get this compost all sorted. However, this is the cannabis compost that gets dumped, fly tipped on the side of the roads, lanes, and wherever they decide to tip it. So I'll get this tipped out and get rid of all the lumpy bits. And one of the other jobs is to get all these strawberries sorted, get the runners off. I'm not saving any runners, and then I can use the compost on this side. So I've had real good success with using the spent compost around the strawberries, not too many slugs at all, and I'm not saving the runners this year because I've got plenty. So that's that all nicely tidy. So the rest of this month I've got to find time to do these. Now if you are saving your strawberry runners, ideally you need the first plant that comes off the mother plant, and this is just a little bit of wire. We just press it down, cut this end off, else it'll only form another one, and you'll have yourself another little strawberry plant. I know most people know this, but I have a lot of people who follow my channel are very, very novice gardeners. Another little job we must always do, other than regularly watering our containers, is keeping an eye out for blight. Now, as far as I know, I haven't got any at the moment, but you will get little corner bits that look like they're going mouldy. But I am continually, religiously keeping an eye on them. At the moment, they're looking quite healthy. It's okay. So always keep an eye on your potatoes, and there are sites that you can follow that do a blight watch. Because our site has a rule, the fruit trees can't be more than 6 foot high. I've already done my summer pruning. In other words, everything that's 6 foot high has had to come down. But I will then start tying these in, the ones that I need to keep. Some of them are already there, but they may need retying, just to keep everything nice and tidy. Keeping an eye on the plum trees, we did have a lot of aphid issues, but as you can see, they're looking a lot brighter, and there's quite a few friendly bugs there. So that's one of the reasons I don't like to spray anything. And all these new shoots, just got to decide which ones we're keeping and which ones we're going to tie in. And this time of the year we need to make sure the cherry tree's covered. And in there somewhere is my cherry. Hang on, there's several. Oh, hang on. I'm going to take it, guys. My first cherry I've ever grew. Excuse me. That wasn't quite ready, but I got there first. There's another 3, I think, so we'll be keeping an eye on those. If they disappear, they disappear. But the birds will have what they have. Always weeding, and the strawberries are coming to an end. They've done really well for me this year. while our plants are giving us fruits, it's well worth continually keep picking them whether you want them or not, or else the plant will stop producing. I love these golden raspberries. Excuse me. But absolutely loaded this summer fruit in raspberry. I think these are the Logan berries, and again, as everything establishes itself, you get more and more. And I'm not overly struck on these, but they're bound to be good for you. Excuse me. And I'm continually cutting the planks, the scaffold boards, ready for the raised beds. The long planks are 140 inches long, and then the widths will be either 1.1 or 0.9 of a metre for the square foot gardening beds. It's a good time to deadhead everything so you get lots more flowers, but I ain't got time for that. I haven't even picked any of the sweet peas because I love the sweet peas. Really making this part of the plot look really nice, and they are lasting well, and we'll let the mice replant them wherever they are. Absolutely adore these blue ones. And so do the bees. Doesn't seem to be as many bees about, but if they're going to be anywhere, they'll be here. Just make sure that these are kept watered. These are, well, I wasn't sure what they were, but we know they're black currants, and I'll take all these off. I don't want it to produce fruit. Excuse me. First black currant of the season. The strawberry tower with built-in wormery hasn't worked out as I'd liked, but it has produced some nice fruits. But it's also killed some of the plants. But that was its first year. Excuse me. Putting the sunflowers in the pot for the hashtag Sunflower Challenge 2019 has worked quite well, but they do take a lot of water, and basically all I'm feeding them now is with the compost bin wormery runoff. Just a nice little mix of that seems to have helped them. And I'm not going to take any more comfrey now. I'm just going to let that grow and die back naturally. Well, the Christmas potato containers have had a good soaking of my liquid plant foods, and we had some jacket potatoes the other night, and I suddenly realised the wife had used the potatoes and we've ate them. So I'm not going to be planting my Christmas potatoes just yet. This is the first time I've used the greenhouse on this plot for the tomatoes. They've got some little shoots there, and that's shot up. But everything is working really well. It's a little bit dark in here because we've got the pomegranate in the corner. Tomatoes on the outside. Need to tie some of these up. All jobs we should be doing. I keep saying we should. It's just getting around to it. Lots to do. And I'm always keeping an eye on the compost bin wormery runoff to make sure it doesn't overflow. As you can see there, nice steady drip. These are the dahlias that we overwintered in the greenhouse grow room. All the little creatures are enjoying those, and we've got some beetroot there. This is the Sabutio F1, the free trial. So another job I've got to do this month is to get those in, and fairly soon by the look of it. I've recently had another compost find, and this one came with free labels. So we've got a few labels there that we can repurpose. So that's how it comes. I'll break it up a little bit, get all the big stuff out, mainly the roots. We sieve it and put all that there, and then this cocoa coir is really good stuff to use around the allotment, and it's all free. Now I'm not sure whether I'm going to save this for the birds for nesting material, or I'll put it in the compost bin. It does the cannabis roots do take a long time to compost down, so I'm just going to make a decision on that during this month. I haven't got much asparagus, but I'm keeping an eye and making sure that the asparagus beetle doesn't take over and kill this plant, because it's getting better and better every year. This is a volunteer. That's where I situated the greenhouse, that's where I situated the slabs, and up pops some asparagus. You couldn't believe it. The birds seem to be having a whale of a time in this manure bin. This is where I've got the celery, and this has never been watered. It seems to be doing quite well. We'll see what happens to that. A lot of warmth coming off that, and even though it's reasonably aged manure, I'm still getting some runoff, but I will do, because obviously it's rained. And I've got another container there ready to go, but must make sure that doesn't overflow. And there's 80 litres of liquid black gold. And there's the 1.1 metre wide for the main beds, and then, like I did say, there are some 0.9 planks for the beds at the front that I'm going to have as square foot gardening. So this was going to be my giant potato contraption. It hasn't worked, it's not growing very well. We'll have a little look inside now to see what's happening. So the main idea for this was to plant the potato in a bucket, let it grow out the hole there, and then this potato was supposed to be my giant, and we would then take off any other potatoes that grew. Now if it doesn't work for this, what I'm thinking is another one growing there. There's the seed. Should have more potatoes at the top. I want to come off now, but I went about it all the wrong way. That's going rotten. That's probably why everything's it's a good home there though, so we'll leave that. And now we've got potatoes growing all the way up the stalk. So I'm thinking about using this maybe next year to harvest some new potatoes and just take exactly what I need. Happy gardening to you all. Until next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.